Hello, hello, everybody. How are you? If you can hear me, please type I can hear you in the comment section. Welcome to another episode of the Morale Booster. If you can hear me, please type I can hear you in the comment section. I just want to be sure that we are not speaking to ourselves. I want to be sure I'm not speaking to my. Today, I have a very um, important guest. I have a powerful woman, a woman who so much believes in leadership and empowerment. She resides here in Georgia. And before I introduce our guest for today, I want you to please like and share this broadcast because the message we would deliver today is a message that someone has been waiting for a lifetime to hear. So please like and share this broadcast. So without further ado, let me go straight to introducing our guest. Um, if you can hear me, please type I can hear you. If there's anybody out there who can hear me, who's watching via YouTube, Facebook, or if you're listening via the podcast, please type in the comment section that you can hear me. So, the Morale Booster is a platform for entrepreneurs, career professionals, leaders, and the general public to give back to the society through coaching and mentoring. Experience, they say, is the best teacher. And this program is currently being sponsored by Main Seed Consulting Group. For bookings, adverts, or sponsorship inquiries, please feel free to reach us. You will find our contact details displayed on the screen throughout the program. Now, please remember, like and share this broadcast. This is our 84th episode. And the person I have with me today, her name is Caroline-Brooks Collins. She has a wonderful portfolio. So I want you all to please sit back as I introduce this woman of substance, this woman who believes so much in leadership and empowerment. Caroline is the CEO of Caroline-Brooks Collins LLC, and she is the founder of Women of Purpose Coaching Network. She is passionate about helping to empower women to transform their lives, step into their purpose, and become financially independent. So, women, if you're out there, please stay tuned. Don't touch the dial. Make sure you listen to this great woman. Caroline understands that many times women defer their dreams and goals due to other life challenges and priorities. Caroline is here to encourage people to follow their dreams. She believes no matter your age or past experiences, you can still accomplish your dreams and leave a legacy. And prior to launching her career as a motivational speaker, she trained as an accountant and has over 3 decades of diverse leadership and management experience in accounting, audit, project management, and sales. Her knowledge and skills includes internal controls, process improvement, risk management, fraud investigations, fraud risk assessments, and fraud awareness training. She has a strong knowledge of SOX, if for those of you who know it, in Sarbanes Oxley, GAAP, GAAS, and COSO. She's also a strong proponent for leadership development within organizations and has spoken nationally on several platforms. She serves on the board of two nonprofit organizations and maintains her professional licenses as a CPA and a certified fraud examiner. She has a bachelor's in accounting and MBA in project management. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, please join me as I welcome to the stage this humble woman, this entrepreneur, this leader, and someone who empowers, Caroline-Brooks. Hello, Caroline. Thank you for joining me on the program.
Thank you so much for having me, John. I am honored to be your guest and look forward to sharing my experiences with your listeners.
That's great. Thank you so much. Now, for those of you who are listening, Caroline had some challenges that she encountered yesterday. She had a surgery. She's a powerful woman. Still, despite that, it did not stop her. She decided that she was still going to come here and empower somebody and empower people and inspire people. So if she could do it, it means it's also possible for you. So, Caroline, really and truly, I want to thank you, despite all the challenges you went through, for still taking time to come up and inspire somebody. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
All
I
right.
didn't want to leave you in a lurch at the last minute, but I'm glad again and honored to be here.
Awesome.
Give me.
Thank you so much. Okay. So, Caroline, I have just read your bio, and it's very, very impressive. Now, you were also part of the Speak to Impact Summit, and I've had the opportunity of watching you speak. I've had the opportunity of sharing the stage with you. You are a very powerful speaker. Can you please tell us what motivated you to become a speaker?
Well, John, I know, as you said and read my bio, I have been in the accounting and finance field for years. I have spoken on various platforms, generally with churches and women's ministries. So I knew that there was a message that I wanted to share with everyone. But I'll be honest, I was during the pandemic, I was listening. I listened to Les Brown during one of his midday messages, and it just spoke to me. And it was, are you living your purpose? Are you fulfilled? And I had to really think about that, but it spoke to me to say, now is the time to do something different. Now is the time to move to a larger stage, to get the training, to kind of move out of my comfort zone and do something else that really, I was going to say intrigued me, but I just felt I was called to do.
Right. There's always something that triggers the move, and yours, was a very, very valid one. And I want to thank you for answering that calling, because some time ago I was listening to one of my mentors who's late right now, Dr. Miles Monroe. He said,
Mm-hmm.
we were all born to become consultants, which means whatever skill or knowledge you have acquired during your time on earth, it is an obligation, it is mandatory for you to transfer that knowledge to the next generation. Otherwise, you will be robbing them of what they should have known. What do you think about that?
Oh, I agree with that wholeheartedly because, we have gone through trials and tribulations through um, our career. And I can speak for myself that I did not have a mentor during my career. And so it was through trial and error. I made mistakes, and I would not want anyone to go through what I went through, especially women. So it's particularly with younger women. I like to talk to them and coach them on how to move forward in their career. And now with older women, I feel that I'm not the only person who's just been sitting on their story, sitting on their gifts and talents that have so much that they can then share, not just with, I was going to say share with the world, and some people think they don't have a story or they really don't have talents, but we're all, we all have been given some gifts. And there are things that we can do that no one else can do, or we know better than anyone else. And it's time for us to share that and share that with others to help them kind of, understand their greatness and understand what they have to offer the world. So I wholeheartedly believe that we have a duty to share and uplift those around us and to help them find their purpose.
Right, that's great. So I am glad you are reiterating this, because not everybody knows that. That woman out there whom you teach what you already know. That's man out there who you will teach what you already know, who's listening to you, who might want to sign up for your program. For as long as they know that the information is coming from someone with experience like yourself, that's a whole lot of blessing for them. And I thank you for all you do. Thank you for accepting the calling. Thank you for deciding to share your story with women, because they really need to hear about it. I know so many women today who think it's already too late for them to step into their greatness. Some of them just have young kids and they feel having the kids would stop them from becoming the professionals that they should be. So what's your advice for those people who think, those limiting beliefs cannot be removed, like having young kids, or, someone to go back to school so they can
Right.
start afresh? Yeah.
I'm reminded of a quote by C.S. Lewis that says, it's never too late to dream a new dream or reach for a new goal. And I think that a lot of times we underestimate our ability to learn or to start over. Many people think it's too late for them. And as you said, that they feel like, oh, if they've spent too much time focusing on their family, that it's just too late to start over. I've heard people even in their mid-30s who say, oh, it's too late to start over. And I'm thinking, you've got to be kidding. But particularly women who have raised their families, who are in their late 40s or 50s, or even their 60s, my message to them is that it is never too late. You always can start. Every day is a new day and an opportunity to, I say, step into your purpose, but we always say also to get it right. So I encourage people, to first recognize that it is not too late. You start looking at, maybe you have another 10, 20, 30 years, 40 years left in your lifetime. And it's like, what are you going to do in that time? And so it's always think about when you are you die or you're on your deathbed, if you will, are you going to regret the life you live? Are you going to regret that you didn't take advantage of an opportunity, that you didn't step out on faith and really, I guess, develop the skills or talents you have, or share those talents with the world? I think, I want to, slide into my grave knowing that I have done everything that I can do, that I have lived my purpose, that I have not left any stone unturned in terms of an opportunity to help others and to grow. So I just encourage people to always think about what they want to do, and to then just step out on faith. I know you've heard me tell this story, but I'm reminded of my mother-in-law. My mother-in-law grew up in the 40s, was determined to go to college, and she cleaned houses to save money to go to college. And her goal was to be a teacher, but she ended up getting married. So she started college later than others, graduated around 26, but then got married, which was late in her time in the 40s. But then at the age of 44, she decided, she was still going to be a teacher. And everyone told her it was too late. She was too old. They told her, that the school she went to wasn't accredited. Just no encouraging words whatsoever. And she was married to someone, my father-in-law, who felt being a mom and being a homemaker was enough for her. But she took the teacher's exam. She took it over and over because she said, nope. And her thought was everyone has the right to fail, but no one has the right to quit. And so she said, there's no shame in failing. So because she failed that exam multiple times, but she passed. She became a wonderful educator, retired at the age of 70. But just had an enormous impact on students. She taught at the elementary school level, and every year her students came back from junior high and high school and college just sharing with her the impact that she had on them. And so and she was also, I looked at her and said, well, if she could do that, if she could start teaching or deciding to be a teacher, basically starting from scratch, at the age of 44, then if she could do it, I could do it. And so I want to be that example for others as well, to say, for women to say, because I have changed my career path now in my 60s to say, if I could do it, they can do it. And that it's never too late to start building your own dreams.
That's true. That's true. You know, that what you just said now is very encouraging, and that resonates with me. It is never too late. I remember my uncle. He went back to school. In fact, he was already 50 when he decided to go to college. He went back, he did everything. Today, he is an associate professor, right?
Sit there. Right.
Now, that's for a man. Let me talk about my own mom. My mom decided to go back to school in her early 60s to study theology. 60 plus. She went back to school. She took the 4 years degree, bachelor's. She graduated. Now what does she do? She's living her dream. She goes from one house to the other telling people about her religion. She's a Christian, teaching people what she loves to teach. She drives to unknown destinations. She would park her car and start going from house to house, knocking and telling people the word of God.
Wow.
Right. That's her dream. That's what she wants to do till the day her clock stops. So what you're saying is what you just said is very powerful. I want you to please have some few minutes to speak to that woman who is listening to you, or that person who's listening to you, to encourage them not to give up. I'll give you the stage.
Well, thank you, John. I just wanted to say not just to women, but in particular to women, that it is not too late to dream your own dreams and build your own dreams. You know, I always say we're always working. If you're working another job, that you are doing that, but building someone else's dream and not building your own dream. And sometimes we think, well, I don't have a dream. I don't know what I want to do. And sometimes we just stay in sort of a box of conformity. We may do that because we're afraid. We say we don't know, but I think inside we have a little voice that tells us what we want to do and what we would like to achieve. I think sometimes we need to go back to our youth to think, what did we want to do when we were 5 years old or 10 years old? And what's stopping us from doing that? So sometimes if it's fear of failing, if it's fear of change, fear of the unknown, just fear of even somebody saying to you, who do you think you are now? What are you trying to do? Because as we grow, we may outgrow the people who are around us, who are not accustomed to us being or thinking for ourselves, because sometimes we live the life of expectations for others. But I say to anyone who is listening that it is never too late, that you should not be afraid of change, that you should not be afraid to step out on faith. You know, we say we don't really know what we want, but I think we need to give ourselves permission to think about what we would like to do. If there were no constraints, if there were no boundaries, if failure even was not a possibility, that we need to stop and think about the things that we enjoy. Think about the things that we have done to encourage others, or the advice we've given to others, and the times that we have had those many successes. I think that's an indication of what we are passionate about or what we know that we can be successful at. But I just say, don't be afraid of change. You just don't be afraid to step out of that sort of, I still say, our little cocoons. Sometimes we admire others. We admire the caterpillar admires the butterfly, not realizing that they indeed are butterflies. They just need to go through that metamorphosis and give themselves time. And so we need to do the same thing. We need to give ourselves permission to grow and to know that we can be anything we put our minds to, and believing that, changing our mindset to having that belief, believing in our heart, believing in our mind that we can accomplish anything we want. Not listen to the naysayers, not listen to people who've defined what you can do, because often people have said, oh, you know what, you're going to be a doctor. It could be anything. Or they say, you're never going to amount to anything. And we believe it, whether it's negative or it's a field that they have defined for us. I know someone who became a doctor and had to admit she really did not like medicine, but all her life, that's what had been programmed into her, that she was going to be a doctor, and did not want to disappoint all of her family that had sacrificed for her. And I'm saying it's okay, because, you know, as you mentioned, I have spent 45 years in the accounting arena, and I'm good at that. But I realized that I was meant to do more than just be an accountant. And there are people who love accounting and love being a CPA, and I like that. But there are other aspects that I can use those skills that I've developed to help other people. But I feel that I was meant to do even more than that. So,
oh, thank you so much for those words of inspiration and motivation. What you have just done now is you have inspired and motivated somebody who really needed to hear that. And for those of you who are still listening to this broadcast, please just do us the favor of liking and sharing this broadcast. Like and share, even if you feel the message does not resonate with you. Mm-hmm. There is somebody on your contact list who has been waiting for a lifetime to hear this message. There is somebody you can stop from harming herself or himself just by hearing this message. So like and share this broadcast. Like and share this broadcast. Caroline, you just inspired a lot of people right now.
I hope so.
Yes. And I thank you so much for those powerful words. Now, I want us to also talk about some strategies on how women can recover from what the pandemic has caused. You know, so many people lost their jobs, right? And so many business owners went out of business. So what's your advice for them? How, you know, what advice, what tips would you share with them to help them come out stronger and better?
Well, John, you know, the pandemic was a time like no other in our lifetime. It's the first time in our lifetime that people have experienced maybe pain, death of their loved ones, you know, the economy just failing, if you will, in some respects. And so a lot of people lost their jobs and lost their businesses. I just feel like now is a time for reflection and evaluation. There are so many opportunities to make money over the internet. I mean, if nothing else, that's what this year has proven to others. There's more technologies now, sharing your voice. We've got Facebook. You're doing this through StreamYard. We have people who are out just talking. There are many platforms that people can use now to share their business and share their skills. So I think it's time for people first to evaluate what they have to offer, what skills they have, what are they knowledgeable of, and maybe start. You can just do Facebook Lives telling people so people can get to know you. But there are ways to monetize that using the internet. And I know you, as well as I, can talk to other people about ways that they can monetize their skills. But I think it's time for them to use this time to get their voice out there, to think about what skills they have that they can share, whether it's a business, a bakery, It could be any, it could run the gamut, whether can do consulting, whether you are just a great cook. I know someone who has started a page, and it's the tipsy bartender, and she's giving people advice on how to do their to mix their drinks. But it's getting your name out there, and then we can talk about that, how to monetize that. But this is a great opportunity. I know some people don't react well to change. This was in 2020 and still now, because the pandemic is still going on, are just looking at this as a period of sort of demise, that they really don't know what options they have. But there are too many businesses, too many people who've started businesses and have been successful during the pandemic, that these are examples that we can all follow to say, find your niche, and then get your word out, get your voice out there, get your word out there. And this is a great time, a great period of opportunity to grow using the internet.
Right. Thank you so much for those tips. Now, for those of you who are listening, this is the time where you need to focus on being around only quality people. Now, some people might say, oh, I don't have the money to get started. I don't have the skill set. Albert Einstein said, in the middle of every difficulty lies an opportunity. Mm-hmm. So this is the time for you all to network. Caroline has a coaching practice where she can work with you to help you move from where you are to where you want to be. And most people have this excuse of, oh, I don't have the money to start what I need to start. That's why you need someone like Caroline. She can be you can contact her via her website. It's womenofpurposecoachingnetwork.com. It's currently being displayed on the screen. Don't worry if you are not able to hear exactly what I just said about the website. You can always replay. You can always watch the replay. For those of you listening via podcast, it's womenofpurposecoachingnetwork.com. womenofpurposecoachingnetwork.com. So if you feel stuck with limiting beliefs that you cannot raise money or you cannot get started, probably because you think you're too old or you're too busy with your young kids, that's a limiting belief. It's not true. Caroline has experience. She has a coaching practice. She has all the tools required to help you move from where you currently are in terms of your mindset to that place where you would want to be. Am I right, Caroline?
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm a firm believer that you're not too young and you're not too old to start living your life and start living your best life and take control of your life. So I'm here to help women. And if there's a man who's interested, by all means, let me know, and then I can direct them to programs that are designed to help men. But my focus is on helping women kind of stepping into their power.
Right. Okay. So thank you so much for letting us know. For those who are listening via podcast, remember, Women of Purpose Coaching Network.com. Women of Purpose Coaching Network.com. You can always reach out to her. The website is active, and she would be able to provide all the ladies who need her service with the tools required for them to succeed. So I want to thank everybody. Caroline, I want to thank you once again for taking time out of your busy schedule, for even, considering taking this interview despite your challenge from yesterday. We really and we truly do appreciate you. We know you're doing great things. Keep doing what you do. You were created to do that. So keep lifting others, keep shining your light, and the Almighty God will bless you and grant you everything you need to complete your work. All right. So thank you once again, Caroline.
Thank you, John, for having me. It's been a privilege and an honor. And So we'll continue to support you in all of your endeavors as well.
Thank you so much. So everybody listening, please remember, like and share this broadcast, because there is somebody on your contact list who has been waiting for a lifetime to hear this inspirational and motivational words. All right. So thank you, everybody. Until same time next week, I want you all to have a great weekend. Do everything you can to impact lives, because somebody next to you is relying on your story to heal. Take care and God bless everybody.
Thank you. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.